Hey guys, I'm back. It's me, and welcome to another edition of Nightcapping with Nik J. So let's get right into it because it has been a minute since I've been on here. I have not been on here since the eve before elections. That was a Monday. So there's a lot that's gone on since election day, and very interesting stuff, might I add. So we have a new president elect after, what was it, 4 or 5 days worth of waiting and counting. Joe Biden has been selected to be the new president of the United States of America. And, I don't have any feelings about it. Like, I'm not super happy. I'm not upset that Trump lost. I'm neutral at this point because um, I didn't select Joe Biden in the primary. So, you know, I'm just neutral with the decision. Well, it's going to be very interesting because O'Donnell is not going to go quietly. Looks like Donnie is throwing a hissy fit, as I knew he would. And so he's going to make it very difficult to exchange power this January. Anywho, we shall see what goes on with him and the rest of his party. But he hasn't given a concession speech. Actually, he has put up such a fuss that Georgia is going to recount their votes by hand because he has such a problem with accepting that he lost in Georgia. Go figure. Anyway, the drama there continues and will continue, I'm sure. Um, I'm eager, not eager, but I'm wondering what kind of foolishness is going to transpire between now and January. Anyway, so I didn't want to spend too much time on the election. It was just draining. For me to not have a dog in the race, the whole thing was just really draining. And it brought out a whole lot of ugliness in a whole lot of people that I was shocked about. I'll just leave it at that. Anyway, so you know, people are really weird. People are really weird and people are really crazy. And now I'm really specifically speaking to the people that look like me. You know, we have to do better. I say this on here all the time, but I really do sincerely mean that we have to do better. We have to check ourselves, me included. I have to check myself sometimes because I'll go off on a tangent about something or somebody specifically. And I have to really reel myself back in because just because I don't necessarily agree with a certain point that this person is making, or maybe if I don't agree with something that this person has said previously, doesn't mean that everything that comes out of their mouth or everything that they are trying to accomplish is BS. You know, it's okay to agree to disagree on certain things. You know, I don't agree with anybody 100% of the time anyway. Nobody, not my mama, not my daddy, not my brothers, not my nobody. I don't agree with anybody 100% of the time. That does not mean that everything they say is BS. I just implore people to keep that in mind when they decide they want to, talk bad or talk reckless about somebody. Just because one thing that they did, may have rubbed you wrong, doesn't mean everything that comes out of their mouth is detrimental. I just don't believe that. So I say that when it comes to Ice Cube, you may not have liked the fact that he conversed with Republicans who were in office. Still doesn't mean his plan wasn't a decent one. You might feel that way about Sean King. Maybe some things that are very questionable that he has done or that you think he has done. Maybe. But that doesn't mean that everything that the man is doing should be looked down upon or frowned upon. We cannot get out of our own way. Nobody has to do anything, to knock us down or kick us down. We do it to ourselves. That is our biggest problem. Unity. Unity. If you don't agree, that's fine. You don't have to support it. But don't make it your job and your purpose to turn other people away. You know, everybody has a mind of their own. Everybody. If you don't like something, do your own thing. Simple. But you don't have to knock down or try to drag down the other person's idea. You don't have to do that. You don't. Just shut up. Just shut up. Just shut up and go your own way. Move your own way. That for the life of me, I cannot figure out why we feel like we need to do that. It's okay for you to disagree with somebody else. Keep it pushing. But don't try to just burn up what they got going on, especially if it's not detrimental. It's just that you don't like it, and that's okay. Anyway, stop that. Okay? Stop that. Check yourselves on that. Just because you don't like it doesn't mean that somebody else won't. Somebody else might really dig what they're talking about. And that's okay. It really is. It's just not for you. Okay? Anyway, so on to lighter subjects. There is going to be a really good boxing match coming on this weekend, and it's on ESPN. It's not a pay-per-view fight. It's on good old regular ESPN. If you can, make sure you are by your television Saturday night around 9 p.m. Terrence Crawford will be fighting Kell Brook for his welterweight championship, for Terrence Crawford's welterweight championship. Kell Brook is the guy that Errol Spence took his belt from him. So he's eager, trying to get back in the mix. And a win over Terrence Crawford would definitely do that for him. It will actually set him up, I believe, for a rematch with Errol Spence. I think it's going to be an extra explosive fight. I'm not sure who's going to win. I really don't know who's going to win. I think it's going to be a really good fight, though. So stay tuned for that on Saturday. I'll be on my other show on Sunday night talking about the fight that happened on Saturday. That show comes on Sunday night, 7:30 on Trill Boxing Talk on YouTube. And we recap fights from the weekend. Anyway, also, there's going to be some shaking up in the NBA right now. So the Lakers just won the championship, but the NBA is trying to get back on track. With the COVID situation, it halted the season and did a lot of things. So normally right now we would be having basketball games, but because they just finished the season, I don't think they're going to get games started until December, if I'm not mistaken. I think around Christmas we'll start seeing basketball. But what's going on is there are a lot of trade rumors, and I don't know if James Harden or Russell Westbrook is going to be back here in Houston. I think Houston is about to blow up their roster. They just got a new coach. It is being speculated that Westbrook does not want to be here anymore. So I can't wait to see what puzzle pieces get moved here in Houston. They're saying that Chris Paul may be going to the Lakers. They are saying that Serge Ibaka may be joining the Clippers. So it's a lot of movement going on. I don't know who's going to land where, but I'm telling you what I'm excited to see is all these players come back off of injury. Because this last championship run, in the bubble, we didn't see all the usual suspects. There were no Golden State Warriors there. Brooklyn's not a normal suspect in the championship race, but they have two new players that we've yet to see suit up. So I'm looking forward to seeing Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant in Brooklyn. I'm looking forward to seeing Steph and Clay back in Golden State. And anybody and everybody who lands somewhere else different. So I'm looking forward to that. I can't wait. I really hope that they still continue this bubble format, because I thought I saw some of the best NBA basketball I'd seen in a really long time in the bubble. And guys, with COVID being back on the rise, great segue, I don't think it's a bad thing for them to continue with the bubble. COVID numbers are rising, and it's looking as if the new administration is going to put the country back on lockdown because of it. Like I have been saying for months, am still quarantining, you know. I dip out every once in a blue moon, but for the most part, I stay my behind at home. And when I do go out, I am masked up. So be careful, guys, out there. COVID is around. It's lurking. The numbers are rising. Flu season is here, so it's a lot going on. Be safe. Be careful. Last thing I wanted to talk about: if you like versus battles, the way that I do, there's gonna be a new versus battle. I think it's their season 2. They're starting season 2 of versus, and it's gonna be Ti versus Jeezy, which should be interesting. T.I. been in the news, you know, popping off. He says some things that get him in a little bit of trouble every now and again. And what he says is not necessarily a bad thing, but coming from him, people give him the side eye. Guys, we've had 2 rappers in the last 2 days, not 2 days, but 2 rappers in the last few days have been shot and killed. One in Atlanta, one in my hometown of Dallas, Texas. I don't know what you know. This goes back. This goes back to me saying we do it to ourselves. You know, we're out here asking for justice, marching for justice, burning buildings for justice for these people who have been wrongly killed by white people. Yet we constantly killing each other in the streets for nothing. It just don't make sense. It really does not make any sense, and I just pray that we do better. I pray that we see value in ourselves more than we have been, you know. And it starts with the words that you speak to each other, the things that you say to each other. Words matter. I know people like to say that sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Yeah, they do, though. They really do. When you start to continually say dumb things and stupid derogatory things about each other, about yourself to somebody else, that seeps into your psyche, and you begin to believe that you are what you say you are, which is nothing really. When you talk bad about yourself, when you use derogatory terms about yourself or about your people, it matters. So guys, we got to tighten up. We really, really have to tighten up on that. Lastly, if you guys didn't know, I love music, talk about it all the time. Well, tonight, D-Nice will be doing his Club Quarantine again on Instagram Live, and he is going to be joined by Babyface and Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. And I believe tonight's session is going to be dedicated to just love songs, which I think we all could use more of. I am a hopeless romantic, like an extreme hopeless romantic. I love a great love song. So I am going to be in heaven enjoying D-Nice's Club Quarantine tonight. And if you love songs like I love songs, I would suggest that you get yourself over there this evening and enjoy all the good love songs and the good love making music. And you know, get your glass of wine and just chill out. You know, chill out. Anywho, that is all that I have for today. It has been a while since I've seen you all. But look at me, since I've seen you all, like I really see y'all, but whatever, you get it. Anyway, have a great night, and I'll be back. I'll be back. Guys, remember, when you having conversations with people, somebody may not receive what it is you're saying because of your tone and delivery. I'm really big on tone and delivery. I think anything can be conveyed to a person. You can get your point across to a person if you mind your tone and delivery. So I will leave you with that. I'm going to always leave you with that. Be mindful of your tone and delivery in your work week, in your family life, with your spouse, with your children, with your friends. Tone and delivery can save a conversation. It can save a friendship. It can save a working relationship. Just be mindful of your tone and delivery. And that's my dog cutting up acting a fool, so that means I need to go. See y'all later. Bye.